Hello students, today our topic for discussion is the remaining portion of Introduction to Economics, the chapter 1 of class 12th. Let's recall, in our last lecture we came to know about the meaning of economics, the need of economics, the types of economics and the nature of economics. Today we will understand its further aspect. So, let us start with the term economy. Economy is a system by which people get a living, whereas economic system is that system which is for the arrangement of the production and distribution of goods and services in a society. This economic system is divided into three categories. First, capitalistic economy, or commonly known as market economy, or some economists called as free market economy. The second economic system is socialistic economy, or centrally planned economy, or command economy. And the third economic system is mixed economy. First of all, we will start with capitalistic economy. You know, capitalistic economy is one where all factors of production, that is land, labor, capital, are owned and controlled by private individuals. In capitalistic economy, there is no role of government, or if there is, then it is minimum. In capitalistic economy, motive of private individuals is profit maximization. They ignore the welfare propositions. In this economy, market forces play an important role. That is, there is a strong interaction between demand and supply. Here, income distribution is unequal. That is, there is a wide gap between rich and poor. In capitalistic economy, consumer is the kingpin of the market. Yes, it is the consumer who leads the producer what to produce. There is a greater degree of consumer choice here. Buyers and sellers both have a sense of competition, and there is freedom of enterprise to entrepreneurs, means entrepreneurs are free to choose any occupation. Now the turn of socialistic economy. Socialistic economy has features entirely different from capitalistic economy, in the sense that here factors of production are owned and controlled by whole community represented by the state, whereas in capitalistic economy these factors of production were owned and controlled by private individuals. Secondly, in socialistic economy, government plays a major role as their motive is social welfare, in contrast to capitalistic economy where the main motive was profit maximization and government had no role. The third feature of socialistic economy is that income distribution here is relatively equal. That is, there is minimum gap between rich and poor. In socialistic economy, role of market forces or price mechanism is little. Here in socialistic economy, there is no freedom of choice to the consumer and no choice of enterprise to the firm, but freedom from hunger is guaranteed. Next, choice of occupation is determined by some authority on the basis of certain socio-economic goal before the nation. It was about the socialistic economy. Now, our third economic system is mixed economy. As its name suggests, it is a mixture. It is that economy which has the features of both capitalistic economy and socialistic economy. Now it is the turn about India to decide its nature, whether India is capitalistic economy or India is socialistic economy. As we know, India has private sector and public sector both. Therefore, undoubtedly it can be said that India is purely a mixed economy. As we have already discussed, that need of economics emerged due to the problem of choice making in the face of scarcity of resources. On the basis of this concept, our next topic to discuss is central economic problems of an economy. Of an economy, whether that economy is a capitalistic economy or it is socialistic economy or it is a mixed economy. And we know it is none other than the main problem, the main central economic problem of any economy is problem of choice. Now, the problem is how to use these scarce resources so that one attains maximum satisfaction. Every economic system has to deal with this economic problem. Central problems of an economy are classified into three parts. First problem, what to produce. Second is how to produce, and third is for whom to produce. Basically, the problem of what to produce deals with choosing of product and choosing of quantity, like what goods should be produced, whether consumer goods should be produced, whether capital goods should be produced, whether necessary goods should be produced, or whether luxury goods should be produced. And the problem of quantity says how much should be produced, how much should be sacrificed of one good in order to produce more of other good, as there is scarcity of resources. Remember, if there was no scarcity of resources, there would not be a question of sacrificing of one good in order to obtain more of another good, as both goods could be produced more and more without sacrificing quantity of any good. The second central economic problem is how to produce. How to produce deals with the choosing of technology. See, again there is a problem of choice making. Choice making in technology. Whether goods should be produced by labor intensive technology, that is man-made goods, or capital intensive technology, that is machine made goods. Our third central economic problem is for whom to produce. It deals with distribution of income among factors of production used in production, that is land, labor, capital, in the form of money income, rent, wages, interest, profit. As we see, there are three central economic problems, but don't worry, we have solution also for all the three problems. If there is any problem, there is a way also to come out of this. And the solution for our first problem, that is for what to produce, is allocate the resources in that way which generates maximum aggregate utility. That is, a producer should produce those goods which generates maximum aggregate utility. The solution for second problem, that is how to produce, is adopt that technique which result in least cost per unit. Overall, a producer has a target of minimizing his cost. So, he should choose that technique which result in least cost per unit to him. The solution to third problem, that is for whom to produce, is fulfill the urgent wants of each productive factor to the maximum possible extent. So, these were the three solutions for the three problems. Now, there is one another way also to cope with the problem of what to produce and in what quantity. And that solution is production possibilities curve or production possibilities frontier and commonly known as transformation curve. Now, the question is, what is the production possibility curve? See, production possibility curve is that curve which shows combination of two goods that can be produced with the given amount of resources and technology. But this production possibility curve can be drawn only if some assumptions are there, and these are: resources to produce are given and fixed. That is, there is scarcity of resources. Second assumption is technology remains constant. Third assumption is only two goods can be produced with given resources and technology. And the last assumption for drawing production possibility curve is that resources are fully utilized. That is, there is no underutilization or unutilization of resources. Let us assume a data for production possibility curve. With the help of this data, we will draw a PPC. Suppose there are only and only 5 possibilities for production, or we can say we have 5 combinations of production of 2 goods with given resources and technology. And goods to be produced are further assumed as corn and cotton, because we said that only 2 goods can be produced with the help of PPC, and we have assumed that these 2 goods are corn and cotton. Our first possibility is to produce 0 units or no units of corn with 10 units of cotton, named as combination A. We can say with the given resources and technology, we can produce no units of corn and 10 units of cotton. And if we produce this combination, our entire resources and technology will be fully utilized. Or in a second combination, we can produce 1 unit of corn, but then only 9 units of cotton can be produced, as there is scarcity of resources. If we will produce more of one, then we have to sacrifice of another. And 1 plus 9, this second combination will be called as combination B. In our third possibility, we can produce more of corn, that is, we can produce 2 units of corn, but units of cotton have to be sacrificed, and we can produce only 7 units of cotton. This is named as combination C. In our fourth possibility, we can produce more of corn, that is 3 units of corn, but again we have to reduce the units of cotton, and we are producing now only 4 units of cotton, and this combination is named as combination D. Lastly, we can produce more of corn with 4 units and 0 units of cotton, named as combination E. Now, if we plot these 5 possibilities on a graph, we will find a curve which is none other than production possibility curve. The properties of this curve are that it is concave to the origin. All points A, B, C, D and E lies on the PPC. You are looking, this curve slopes downward from left to right. Remember, from left to right, not right to left. Now the question which rises in our mind is, why PPC slopes downward and why it is concave to the origin? The answer is here. As we can see in our data, as we are increasing the more and more units of corn, we have to sacrifice some units of cotton. That is, there is an inverse relation between the quantities of both the goods. For increasing more of one, units of other has to be sacrificed. And quantities of corn on y-axis and quantities of cotton on y-axis are shown. So, it is clear that the reason for downward or negative sloping of the PPC is inverse relationship between the two axes. I will like to say here, in the entire economics, if there is any curve which is downward or which is negative sloping, the only reason behind is the inverse relationship between the two axes. Same is the case with PPC. Now, the second question is, why PPC is concave to the origin, or why its shape is like a bow? We have seen, as we are producing one additional unit of corn, our sacrificing rate of cotton goes on increasing. That is, our opportunity cost is increasing. Opportunity cost means rate of sacrificing for one additional unit goes on increasing. That's why PPC becomes concave to the origin. Important point to note here is the position of point. The position may be on the PPC. The point may be inside or below the PPC, or the point may be outside the PPC. Every position of point, whether on, inside or outside, indicates something different about the PPC. If point is on the PPC, it shows that we can produce that combination of two goods with given resources and technology, and the main thing, our resources will be fully utilized. That is, no underutilization, no unutilization of resources. Second position may be inside the PPC. It indicates two things, that combination of two goods can be produced, but resources will be underutilized. Thirdly, point outside the PPC indicates that we cannot produce that combination with the given resources and technology, as there is a scarcity of resources. Secondly, resources to produce them are short, or there is a need of further improvement in technology. Now, shape of PPC is concerned. It may be concave to the origin, or it may be convex to the origin, or it may be a straight line. Its shape has relation with opportunity cost. Remember 3 points. If opportunity cost increases, PPC will be concave to the origin. If opportunity cost decreases, PPC will be convex to the origin. And if opportunity cost is constant, then PPC will be straight line. But there is a similarity in all the 3 cases of PPC, that it will be downward sloping in all the 3 cases, whether concave, whether convex or whether straight line. It will be downward sloping from left to right. It is also important to know that there is a difference between opportunity cost and marginal opportunity cost. Opportunity cost means ratio of total sacrifice to total gain, while marginal opportunity cost means ratio of total sacrifice to per unit gain. Now we think, can we never achieve that point which is outside the PPC? Can we never produce more of both corn and cotton without sacrificing? No, this is not so. PPC can shift to right hand side. We can produce more both of corn and cotton, but only if the following 3 conditions are satisfied. First is, our capital formation should be increased. Second, our technology should be improved so that with the given resources, with improvement in technology, we can produce more. And third is, number of people should be increased. Now, suppose our capital formation is increased, our technology is improved, and number of people has also increased, and our PPC shifts to right. Means shifting of PPC to the right hand side, what shows, what indicates? If PPC shifts to the right hand side, it shows 2 things, more production of both the goods, and simultaneously it shows our economic growth. So, this was all about the chapter 1, Introduction to Economics. Let's summarize what we have done today. We started with the meaning of economy as a system by which people get a living. Then we did the economic system and its 3 types, central economic problems and the way to come out of them. And lastly, we did production possibility curve. Now students, let's do some multiple choice questions to test our knowledge based on above concepts. Our first question is, if there is less than full employment, then where will be our point? First option, it will be outside the PPF. Second option, it will be inside the PPF. Third option, it will be on the PPF. And fourth option is, it may be anywhere, either inside, outside or on. Remember, the question is, if there is less than full employment, then what will be the position of point? Less than full employment means resources are underutilized. And we know, if the resources are underutilized, our point will be inside the PPF. So, our answer is B, point inside the PPF. Our second question is, which economy under the following is without scarcity? Means I am giving you the example of 4 economies and you have to tell among these 4 which economy does not have scarcity of resources. First option is the pre-independent Indian economy where most people were farmers. Second option, a mythical economy where everybody is a billionaire. Third option, any economy where income is distributed equally among its people. And fourth option, none of the above. The question was an economy without scarcity of resources. We should understand there is no economy which doesn't have scarcity of resources. Every country, every economy, every person, whether he has millionaire or billionaire, he has scarcity of resources. So, due to this, our answer is none of the above. Any economy cannot be without a scarcity of resources. Now, our third question is, if the marginal opportunity cost is constant, then what would be the shape of PPC? First, it will be convex to the origin. Second, it will be straight line. Third, it will be backward bending. And fourth, it will be concave to the origin. Question is, marginal opportunity cost is constant. Yes, you are right. Our answer is, it will be straight line demand curve, but remember, it will be downward straight line, not upward straight line. And further, it will be left to right, not right to left. Our next question is, which of the following is not one of the central problems? Remember, the word is which is not the central problem. First is, who produces what? Second is, when are goods produced? Third is, who consumes what? And fourth is, how are goods produced? See option B, when are goods produced? This was not our problem, that when are goods produced. Time is not a problem. Our problem was what to produce, how to produce and for whom to produce. In the light of this, our answer will be B option, when are goods produced. So students, this was all about the chapter 1 of class 12th, Introduction to Economics. Thank you.